cancer. In some form or fashion, this disease has touched every family in America. And it's never touched me personally or my family, but before I met my wife, she lost her grandmother. Years before she passed, she had breast cancer and had surgeries to kind of get a handle on it. And breast cancer didn't get her, but the scarring did from breast cancer. And the thing that we're supporting, the cause that we're supporting, has brought technology and medicine so far that doesn't happen as much anymore. And so I can't tell you how proud I am to wear pink today and to be part of a cause that's taken the nation and even the world somewhat by storm. And, you know, it started as women's basketball fight against breast cancer, and it's leaked into the NBA and the NFL and even men's basketball and their coaches versus cancer fight. And so I'm proud to be an ambassador for women's basketball today in that field. About the game, feels good to feel normal. We'll enjoy it for about 5 more minutes as long as this press conference lasts, and we'll move on to Southern Miss, who's a really good team, who beat Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State's ranked in the top 25, and they're the only team to beat Middle in our league so far. Southern Miss has really improved upon last year. They have good young talent too, but I think we do too. And I've thought that all along. I really like this team. I really like this team to play better basketball, and I think we've started doing it.
As far as, I know that you all wore the shirts, United We Fight today. Sort of in a roundabout way, it seemed like you all took that to the floor. Team defense from the get-go, and Louisiana Tech never getting the rhythm. And offensively, too, you all leaned on each other and made the hustle plays.
Yeah, and, you know, loose ball plays, coin flips, you know. They're 50-50 balls, whatever you want to call it. I thought we did a pretty good job. I think we can do a little bit better, but we've kind of figured out who we're going to be, who we are. And it took us a long time to do that. It's taken me 1 year and 3 quarters, basically, to figure out who we're going to be while we're at Marshall and with the personnel that we have. But now we just got to improve on that. You know, if you look at our stretch of games, we put this in right before we played ODU, and we only had 1 day of practice because of the traveling from UTEP. Louisiana Tech kind of ran into that coming here, and we played pretty well at ODU. Got beaten overtime, and we were up 7 or 9 with 2 minutes to go, and that's why I keep asking everybody on the bench, is it over yet? Is it over yet? And then we were a little lax in the first half against East Carolina, but the second half we beat East Carolina, and we won both halves today. So we've just got to continue to get better at who we're going to be, and that's who we're going to be, and hopefully we can improve every possession.
Talk about the confidence level. Mackenzie comes out and she's aggressive, and a lot of teams scout her and they shoot her, and that's how they label her. Whenever she's able to be aggressive and drive to the basket like what she did today, how much more dynamic does that make her game?
You know, when I made the decision that we were going to offer Mackenzie this past summer, I saw her go against one of the most highly rated. Actually, Tony saw her go against one of the most highly rated point guards in the country, and busted her head. And I don't get into the rankings and all that kind of stuff. I just try and coach our team and recruit the kids we like. And then I went and watched her, and she played hard, and she never said much, and just kind of went about her business and handled her way. But you know, when you're young, even when you get old, confidence it's fleeting a little bit. And matter of fact, Kinsey and I talked about confidence the other day. Maybe she'll share. I won't share our conversation with you, but I believe in all of them. Kinsey, she didn't play at ODU when we played really well at all, not a bounce. Then she started versus East Carolina. I told him, I said, don't try and figure it out because you can't. Just try and trust it with all you got. And she stepped up and played big today, but we were big all over the floor.
Kinsey, what was that conversation about, if you don't mind?
Well, confidence is something that's not really my strong suit, and I feel like I've kind of been in a slump in my shooting, and I guess I'm so serious I don't catch myself not smiling. Obviously, I'm happy to be here, but I just get so focused and so in the game. I'm just so serious. And Coach was like, "Mackenzie, just smile, just smile." And you know, he came up to me after practice and asked, like, "What's going on?" Like, you know, and he goes, "You know, I have your back, right?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I have yours too." You know, and I feel like that's all it really took for me to hear that he has my back and I trust him, and you know, just kind of what I needed for confidence.
How good does it feel? It's your first conference win. I know that this is something that you've looked forward to for a long time. You said on the way in, it feels like it's your
I
birthday.
feel like it was my birthday, so I'm just so happy. But then again, it's about time. Like, we should have been winning a long time ago in conference. But, you know, hopefully this can start something. So.
It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm happy with this one.
How would you describe, you say you now know what you are, who you are. How would you describe that? Develop that thought. What?
We're I'm not afraid to be the chameleon of college basketball. We're gonna hide our weaknesses, develop our strengths, and play off of those. And we're playing a zone defense, a matchup zone defense, and doing things out of it that's allowed us to get out and lead to easy plays, and it's led to us playing better basketball because there's no guessing about what we're going to do.
Chica, you and Chelsea, you know, down low, every time that they tried to get something going down low, you know, you all had a hand in their face. And what's the difference in the defensive positioning for you all, just being able to, you know, do so without fouling and being able to contest shots at a better clip like what you did today?
It's really about being active because, especially in defense that we're doing 21, coach always tells us to be active on the ball, be active down low. So that's what's really been helping us so far continue.
Can you all tell, and this is for both of you all, can you all tell whenever a team, you're in their head a little bit? I mean, other than Frazier hit like 7 of her first 12 shots, the rest of the team had hit 2 of 30 at that point. Like, could you all tell that, you know, their confidence, you know, like what Kenzie talked about earlier, their confidence was down and you all could sort of step on the throttle?
Yeah, they start to rush their plays a lot, and they can facilitate. So because of that, we can like take from that and progress on offense.
Coach, Leah, you know, Leah's been coming off the bench a little bit. Do you feel like she's more comfortable in that role simply because that's a role that she was used to last year as a JUCO All-American?
I don't know. I really don't know. But, you know, Leah, we didn't play her at UTEP. She played 1 minute at UTEP. She didn't dress at ODU. And then she came back and she played a little bit last game. She played well today. I mean, for different reasons, it's a similar story to what Kenzie did, you know, in limited play and then stepping up. But, you know, if you look at up and down our stat sheet, who played well? Well, everybody. I mean, we have 18 points and from one, and we have 10 and 10 from another, and 17, 4 assists and 3 steals from another, and 7 and 15 from another. That's us. That's who I want to be. We're not there yet, but who you going to match up with, who you want to guard is where we're headed. And we're just going to try and hit it where they ain't, so to speak. So we're not a home run team. We're singles and doubles and triples, and I like triples.
When you first came here, you made the analogy of building a program was like building a house. As your talent's going to change, your players are going to change over the years because they're going to graduate. Is your house going to change? Is your basic philosophy of offense and defense going to change? Or are we beginning now to see a real foundation pillar that's going to preserve itself?
I think it's going to preserve itself. Now, the style of crown molding may change. It may go from hardwood to tile. You know, it may go from a wooden door to a glass door. But it's basically, it's going to be a house. It's going to be a home. You know, that's what the home of higher hoops is all about. That's what our philosophy is about. And that's who we're going to try and be. We may have to paint the walls every now and then, re-drywall, and I say that as we're building a house. And too, we got a lot going on. But it's going to be the home of higher hoops. Just matters how big that they want to dream and how hard they want to chase those dreams and try and catch them and not just pursue them.